Welcome everyone. It's Wednesday, so we're doing the Ashtanga mix. So we'll be moving, but we did just have a new moon. You may have heard me talking. Sometimes we feel the new moon before, sometimes we feel it during, sometimes we feel it a few days afterwards. So if your energy is a little lower, honor that. You know, if you need to skip a vinyasa, skip a vinyasa. Don't worry about it. The one topic I wanted to bring up today is one of my favorite Hindu goddesses. Her name is Kali. Kali is kind of a go-to goddess that I've turned to over the course of the years because she's the goddess of transformation. She is the supreme protector of the home. She is considered one of the mother goddesses full of compassion and creativity. She's considered one of the beloveds of Shiva, or one of the incarnations of Shiva's wives. So she's also about death and transformation, not just protection, sexuality. So there's a lot of things that she kind of governs, time. And she's often depicted very fierce. And because she's depicted very fierce, some people are just scared looking at her. But she's actually got a lot of really good qualities. I usually wear a necklace, and someone gifted it to me a number of years ago, and it's Kali. I don't have it on today. But the stories that I've talked about Kali in the past was how she was birthed by Durga. And Durga was another kind of warrior goddess who was asked by the gods to go into battle with this demon king because they couldn't slay all of his army. And they needed Durga to come in. And Durga, when she was helping to try to win the battle, she realized that every time someone was slain, when a drop of blood would hit the ground, another clone would be born. And so it just kept multiplying and multiplying. And out of her anger and frustration, Kali was birthed out of her brow. And Kali had the realization of how to stop the karma, which was catching the blood from dropping on the ground. Therefore, the clones wouldn't be created, and therefore they won the war. So she's considered kind of ravenous or bloodthirsty, even though she was doing it for a good reason. But that's a separate story. There's another story of the way Kali was birthed that is different from that story. And this particular myth talks about how the men were being terrorized by a demon king. And only a woman could slay this person. And so the men and the gods went to Parvati, which was Shiva's wife, and said, can you help us? We need a woman to take care of this. And she decided to jump into her husband's mouth. And this goes back to a story I shared with you a few months ago. There was another myth called the churning of the ocean of milk. And the demons and the gods were in a battle of trying to get the elixir from the ocean, which was the drink for immortal life. And so when they were turning the ocean of milk, the first thing that came up was not the elixir, but it was poison. And Shiva drank the poison, and it turned his throat blue. So she jumped into her husband's throat because it had this poison, and then she was therefore birthed out of the throat. And she came out and took care of this person who was terrorizing all the men. So she was like the heroine or the hero of the story. So we're going to do a Kali pose mixed in with our practice today. And I know that's not typical of Ashtanga, but I wanted you to have a little bit of that story so that when we get to that pose, you'll know a little bit about her. Now, goddess arms we get from the Kali pose. And sometimes we call this cactus arms if we're holding tree, and sometimes we call this goalpost arms just because we're American. And we have this thing called football, right? And actually football is what inspired me to talk about Kali today because of goalpost arms, because I'm a huge Tennessee Vol fan, and they've been doing horrible the last few years. And we finally have a good coach, and we finally have some good players. We're coming out strong. We beat Florida last week. And I was like, I want to talk about football, but I don't want to talk about football. I want to talk about yoga. So there we go.
That's very
Ties it all in together.
Also, I love Kali. She's one of my goddesses, so I'm so excited that
Really?
I ended up here.
I love it. So this is for you. All right, let's get to sit in a comfortable seat. And we'll have the hands resting on the lap. We'll go ahead and extend the vertebrae up towards the sky. And then close the eyes. Take a moment just to sit and breathe. Channeling the breath up and down the spine. Bringing the breath to and from the lungs. Merging the outside to the inside. And realizing we all play a part. In the yogic tradition, Shiva is often considered towards the crown of the head, and Shakti, the dormant feminine energy, is located at the base of the spine. So we're going to awaken our own creative juices, our own Kundalini Shakti. And you'll sense this when we get into the Kali pose, because there is a lot happening around the pelvis and the hips. Continue to sit and center with your breath. Allowing the breath to link the mind and body into one. And then let's go ahead and open up the eyes. We're going to go ahead and get up to stand, and we'll get right into the flow. Starting off with the Asuriya Namaskaras. So looking down at your legs and feet, and once they're lined up properly, bring your hands to prayer position at the heart. On the next inhale, circle the arms up to frame the face, and as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen out through the spine. And as you exhale, you're stepping back. You're lowering down to chaturanga. You're rising on your in-breath to up dog. And you're rolling back to down dog. And now we hold and breathe. So I felt to mention to ignite your Ujjayi pranayama. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to start to make the breath more audible to hear. On your next in-breath, let's go ahead and travel the feet to the top of the mat. You can walk, lunge, or float to Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, spill all the way down and in. Next in-breath, come up to stand, arms reaching up, and exhale, hands come back to Samasthiti. All right, we'll continue on. Inhale, open and expand yourself, and exhale, close into self. Inhale, give yourself a pick me up. And as you exhale, take it back and lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, when you're ready, lift yourself the arms, open your throat, look up. And exhale, roll back over your toes. Rooting down through the foundation, but lifting through the peak of the pose. Head lower between the arms, looking back towards the feet. Maintaining control of the breath. Inhale to the top of the mat again. Coming up halfway. And then exhale, roll down, belly, chest, and face. Inhale, spring all the way up to the top. And exhale, return hands to heart. All right, third round. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, sprout up. Exhale, you can take it back and lower down, or just jump right into that low position. Once you continue the flow, we'll meet in down dog. Continue to open up the breath of life. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale to Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Samasthiti. Feels like construction all over again. I don't know what's happening. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Maybe they're rearranging upstairs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to up. Exhale to down dog. Hold it. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale to Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we're moving into these now. Inhale, take your chair position. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, pop up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Feel free to step through plank first. Into your heart opening position. Out to the inversion. Right leg's gonna step through, back heel's gonna settle down as you come up to warrior one. Squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders, looking straight ahead with your eyes. Exhale, release the hands and continue your flow of movement. Left foot steps through next. Back heel sinks down. Coming up, arms framing the face, palms facing each other. Now release and continue. Holding and breathing. Bring the feet to land now between the hands. Open up halfway when you do. Exhale, release. Inhale, knees bend, hips drop, arms rise up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, continue with me. Inhale, take Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale to Urdhva Mukha. Exhale to Adho. Right foot steps through warrior one. Be in this experience. Be rooted in the here and now. Exhale, release. And then continue the Vinyasa. Left foot next. Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, release. Continue to move. In sync with your breath. Until you arrive to this inversion. And then just breathe. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, let go. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. We're gonna do one more beat. Okay. Inhale, chair. Exhale, tip forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, drop down. Which direction is that coming from?
It's right above my head.
You think it's above us?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was above us, but then I was thinking it was on this other side. This side wall. Right foot steps through warrior one. We're just gonna have to let these distractions blend in with the music. Oh, although I'm sitting here going, okay, I shouldn't get past Ashtanga, but I'm thinking restorative is next. Left foot steps through warrior one. Luckily, I planned on movement before we restore today. Exhale, release. Continue this process. Inhale, feet come to the top of the mat. Open the heart, look out. Exhale, release. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're gonna set the feet apart. Shoulders roll back. Lean forward. Catch the big toes with the peace mudras of either hand. And then continue to bow the head, except this time your chin is angling in a little bit more towards your chest. If that's too much for your neck, you can leave it out. Remember, this movement of the neck was way before handheld devices came around. All right, inhale. Let's lift the face, look out into the room. Exhale, place the hands, palms open underneath the soles of the feet, and bow the head again. So I'm saying that because if you are constantly looking down at handheld devices, you may not need to tuck that chin in towards your chest as much. You can just let it be loose. Let it just more or less naturally hang. You do want the weight on your hands though, so make sure applying that weight to them. Gently release one hand at a time. Reset your foundation, hands to your hips, and slowly come up. All right, this time we're stepping off to the right. Now, if you guys want to face the side, it's all right. You know, right foot's going to turn out, arms are going to lift up, and we're going to come into triangle pose. Lengthen out through your side body, not just your legs. Lengthen through your side body, not just through the arms. Try to stack your left shoulder over your right. Continue to pressurize the feet and then lead with your left hand to come up. Let your right foot turn in, your left foot rotate out. Gently begin to lean out over the left leg. Stacking the hand to the shin, ankle, foot. Rolling open through the belly and chest. Energizing the top. Finding somewhere to set your eyes. Affirming energy and joy are flowing down to me. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, relax your arms a moment. Turn your right foot on the short edge of the mat. Offset your left foot. Turn that foot in at an angle, square your hips. Let your left arm lift overhead. On your out breath, you're gonna bring the belly around towards your right leg, setting the left hand to the leg or the. Continue to rotate to the right and fly the right hand side. We're revolving the twist. With this much of a turning action, ensure that your breath is readily available. Inhale, gently come up. As you exhale, pivot the feet. Once you set up the foundation, right arm's gonna lift overhead. Start to go ahead and turn your navel towards the front leg as you lower the right hand down. As you elevate the left hand skyward. Lengthen out through the neck. Incorporate those deep yogic breaths. Inhale, draw it up. Turn again. Maybe separate your feet slightly wider for the next set. Right foot rotates out, lunge the knee, prop onto that thigh bone, and then carry the left arm straight up or over the side of the face. If you want another variation, feel free to take it if your body's calling out for more. Inhale, drive up. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Lunge that knee, prop to that thigh bone. Right arm can shoot straight up or over to the side. Glue the feet down. Inhale, come up. Turn the left foot in, turn the right foot out. Lift the left heel, crank around so the left elbow crosses to the outer edge of the right knee. Place the palms together to namaste. Taking the revolving twist inside angle. Good, exhale, unwind, but when you unwind, bring your hands to the side strip of the mat. Turn your right foot to the corner, elevate the right heel, sit in its direction, straighten the left leg, and flex that ankle. Just adding in this movements today. Connecting to not just the hamstrings, but the adductors, the inner thighs. This will help with the collie pose when we get there. All right, when you're ready, slowly step the left foot down, come back up to stand, square the feet. Rotate the left foot, spin off the back heel, crank around for revolving side angle. Dial the heart towards your thumbs. Exhale and wind. All right, your hands come to the side strip. Your left foot rotates to the corner. Then you elevate the heel, sit in its direction. Straighten your right leg and lift the toes on that foot. You got it. Just take your time protecting that knee. Good, when we're ready, we're gonna lower the right foot down, turn the feet to be even and parallel with each other, and go ahead and bow forward and down. Place that peace motor around each big toe like we did earlier. Bow the head so the crown is facing the ground.
We're doing D and C today of Prasarita Padottanasana. Now that we've done D, let's come into C. So bring your hands up, place them together behind your back, roll the shoulders together, straighten out through the arms. Stay hinged over from your hips. Your next inhale, slowly start to lift up. All right, when you start to lift up, relax the hands apart. Turn your heels towards each other. Bend your knees. Now we're going into that Kali goddess. So the arms are in the goalpost symbol. This is actually the goddess arms. Your thighs are rolling wide open. On your inhale, we're going to straighten the legs and lift the arms straight up. Palms still facing forward. As we exhale, contract the biceps and bring the elbows slightly lower than the shoulders. Good. Inhale. Straighten the legs, lift the arms. Exhale, contract your upper arms and bring the elbows slightly lower than the shoulders. Good. Continue. Then we're going to do 2 more. Last one. Good, now keep the arms open. This is the inhale. Exhale, slightly round the back. Bring the forearms together, bow the head. Inhale, open up. Good, exhale. Inhale, open the gates of the heart. Good, exhale, close the arms together, bow the head. One more. Now inhale, come back to Kali goddess and tilt to the right. And then tilt to the left. Inhaling to 1. Exhaling to the other. And one more time. When you come through center, we're bringing the fingertips down to the floor and we're elevating the heels, stacking onto the toes. The hands are going to crisscross and face each other. And this is spider pose. Now, spiders are also a symbol of transformation and protection, very similar to Kali. Good. Now turn your heels back down, unwrap your hands, bring them to your hips as you come to seat. Good. Rotate your left foot, step up with your right foot. All right, we're going to lift the arms to Uttanasana, flow down to Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen out. Exhale, step it back and lower it down. Inhale, build it up. Exhale, rock and roll back. Look forward towards your hands, and you can either just lower the knees, or you can hop through and sit. Coming down the easy way today. Flex the ankles, lift the arms, exhale, and fold. If you are always looking down at handheld devices, it's nice to do the traditional gaze here, which is looking up towards the hands. That will give you a counter motion. Slide your hands back, bend the knees, tuck and lift, reverse tape. Exhale, sink your seats, send your left leg out. Bring the right arm in front, and then twist and bind that arm into the leg. Left arm reaches out, then it swims behind your back, maybe clasping the other hand and folding down some more. 5 complete breaths. Inhale, come up. Bring the right foot over, the left hand to the bent knee. The right arm, when you take that twist, is going to lift close to the ear. And then as you exhale, you're going to lean out over the front leg. This is Pavarita Janushirshasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take that right hand underneath the right foot, and the left hand will swap to the top of the foot, and we're going to lift it and try to bring it on over to half low that's if possible. If that's not possible for the ankle, knee, or hip, just the foot down. The right arm's going to circle behind the back. You might be able to catch the foot, don't worry if you can't. The left arm's going to reach up overhead, and then we're going to hinge and fold again. In the primary series of Ashtanga, there's a lot of forwards. I've never done the second primary, but I've heard it's a lot of back bends. Usually don't move on to the second until you've mastered the first. Inhale, lift up halfway. Up and out. All right, let's go ahead and lift that knee, flatten the foot to the opposite side. Hug it in with the left arm. Pull up through the top of the breastbone. Sit your right hand behind your back. Cup that hand into the floor so that it can help you to rotate your shoulders more. That's it. Nice. Exhale. All right, straighten out the right leg. Flex both ankles, open up, and then exhale, fold in. Paschimottanasana. Slide your hands back, slide your feet back. Coming up, reverse table or altar. Exhale, lower your seat. Inhale, straighten the right leg, extend the left arm, and then twist it and bind it. Good, right arm wraps behind. Hinge and fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, slip that foot over, and right arm crosses to the bent knee. Take that twist and let your left arm come up, and then exhale, take Pavarita Janushirshasana. So we're skipping the regular Janushirshasana this week for this one. Last week, I think we added in Janushirshasana B to hit the meridians and the growing. All right, inhale, come up. Let your left hand slip under the heel, let your right hand hold the top of the foot, and that's a safe way to carry it up. Left arm behind the back, maybe it can meet. Right arm reaches up, and then exhale, take the dive. Inhale up. Exhale, stand on the left foot, hug that knee in, left hand behind the back. Rotate more through the shoulders. Exhale, unwind. Once you unwind, crisscross, come forward to your palms, step back, plank. We're going to take another vinyasa. Holding your downward facing dog. Looking forward towards your hands, and you can step or hop the feet just behind the hands. Now, when you come up, you're coming back to Kali Goddess. Okay, when you come back to Kali Goddess, we're gonna lean forward, and then we're gonna twirl to the right. The left hand's gonna hold and cup the right knee, and the right arm can just thread behind the back. You might be able to catch your inner left thigh. Now push back to the tailbone, reach out to the crown of the head. So the heart and the crown of the head's in the center of your thighs, and then turn to look towards the front of the room. Inhale back to Kali. Good, exhale, lean forward, twirl to the other side. Right hand's gonna catch the left knee, left hand behind the back, reach long through the spine. At first, you're gazing off to the left. And then once you have your upper body centered, turn your gaze forward into the room. All right, unwind down into a squat. Your heels may need to lift. So it's okay if they're not looking flat. All right, if you want to go for crow pose, you can go for crow pose because we skipped our arm balances last week. If you would rather do the Ashtanga formula, your feet are parallel, your hands move back, your knees squeeze the upper arms, and you're moving towards Ujja Kandasana, which is where the feet flex and float and join together in between the hands. And then if you want to lengthen out through your legs for firefly, you'll tip forward to drop the feet. And then you'll let go in your seat to come to the floor. It's not as far down as you think it is. It's usually a pretty soft landing because we're not that far. We're going to slide the hands underneath the knees. And then we're going to lift the toes and try to slide the heels away and allow the upper body to feel closer to the floor. Doesn't have to touch. Just move in that direction. This one to me feels like a spider pose too, but it's really called tortoise. And so the idea is the spine to be rounded like a tortoise shell. And it's like the hands and the feet are coming out like the legs. The head is more hidden. Slide your hands towards the middle. That way you can build your trunk up and then fly out with your feet, making this V-shaped look with your legs. Now take your hands to plug down your thighs, let your shoulders roll back, lead with your heart to lean forward. And this may be perfect. You're like, no, I need to readjust. Sometimes it takes readjusting. If you feel like, well, I don't know, I'm not really feeling too much, you may have more flexibility. So your hands can slide and hold down the shins. And you might be able to keep the heart open and the spine long. Pause another fraction of the way down. You may have more to stack to the toes and to hover here above the ground. Pick one. So we used to have this person that came to the studio, and anytime we would do the pose actively, she would just totally flop, right? The feet weren't engaged, the upper body wasn't engaged, the core wasn't engaged, and that's fine if you're doing yin. But that's a different pose called dragonfly. This one is about more muscular engagement and activity. You may have to stretch, but do you have the strength? If you have the strength, can you make it available for the stretch? Inhale gently. Slide the legs together. When the legs come together, we're going to take the hands beside the hips. And we're going to rock and roll back to plow. Keep your hip perfectly still. And fly just your right leg up. Now bring your left foot to your right thigh. Drop your right leg into the left foot and allow the left knee to come to the forehead. Right to the third eye. The right foot can stay skyward, or you can flop the right foot down towards the buttocks. This is an old pose. I haven't seen this in a while, but this was another pose that used to be referred to as dolphin. I know it's different than the other dolphin we do. Now relift the right foot if you flopped it down. Extend your left leg over the face. Lower the right leg back to Halasana plow. From plow, elevate just your left leg. Place your right foot towards your left thigh. Let the left leg come down towards the foot and the right knee towards the third eye. The left foot can stay lifted or it can flop. Inhale, lift the left leg. Extend the right leg back over the face. Lower the left foot down to join the right, plow. And then take the hands to the mat and we'll roll out gently, one vertebra at a time. So your low back is down. Now try to keep your legs straight and lower from your heels. Take your time, slow motion, slow motion, slow motion, which will strengthen the lower part of the belly. Now, when your heels tap the floor, plug your hands underneath your thighs. We're going towards fish. Point your toes, push down through the elbows, lift up through your heart, and bow your head back.
Heart lifts, throat opens. Affirming my soul floats on waves of cosmic. And gently lift the head up. Lower it down to the floor, release your hands. Hug the right knee in. Just your right knee. Open your right arm to your right side. Spin that right knee with your left hand over and across your body, creating a twist. There you go. Swap the legs, extend your right, hug your left knee in for pulling down. So whenever you get to inversions, even though inversions can sometimes be a little frightful and they take a little effort, all inversions are meant to be part of the cooling down process. But really started in plow pose. All right, free up your left hand and let your right hand carry the knee over and across your body. Unwind. Cup a hold of both knees. Apanasana. And release pose. This is truly one of the simplest, one of the most accessible poses. Hopefully one of your favorites. Gently roll over to one side. Slowly come up. Saving the final inversion for last. If Cindy was here, she'd already be probably getting into it. And it's the headstand. So if you don't do headstands, don't feel like you have to do headstand. But when you have that apparatus, if you don't want to put the pressure on your head or put the pressure in your neck. If you want to go to a wall, you can slide over to a wall. If you want to do it freestyle, I'm going to give you a choice today. Usually at the end of Ashtanga, I'll mention Shirshasana 1. Shirshasana 1 is a little easier for the head and the neck because there's more pressure applied to your arms and hands. There is a secondary headstand that people find a little easier called Shirshasana 2. And it works more like a tripod. But in that position, there is more weight in your head and more compression in your neck. So consider your body, consider your experience, consider, what you're already familiar with. So the Shirshasana 1 looks more like this. And you can curl up, kick up, hike up. The Shirshasana 2-1, you're creating the tripod with your head and hands, and you really have to root through your thumbs. Otherwise, they're going to lift and the elbows are going to flop out, and you want the elbows to be your prop before you curl up. You can also lift one leg or pike up, but it's usually easier to curl up in that one. Yeah, use that for sure. And if you're like, I just want you to Shavasana, do that. Do you have any questions? You'll do this, yeah. So if you bend your knees to walk your hips in more, that's going to help you go up all the way. There you go. So I don't know if you noticed from this angle, but with her legs straight, her hips were the first time she tried to go up, the weight in her hips was blocking her. So telling her to bend the knees to walk in, elevated the hips, and then she was able to fly up. You can also lean the feet into the wall. She's got the core strength to hold it. Yeah. And I know you do too. We don't think we do, but as much as you practice, you do. You've got it. I know. Yeah. I love that apparatus. It's great. Julie, that looks wonderful. Yeah. If you push down with your hands, you'll find it naturally engages your core. Yeah, it looks so easy.
Wow.
Made it look so easy.
That's proper spine.
Do you anybody here have any questions or want a spot or anything? Try this. It's actually wonderful. It looks a little intimidating just because of its color and its
Yeah.
design. But
Anyway,
Self-coordinated.
thank you. Really great.
it is fantastic. So just hold the handlebars, put your head up in the hold.
Put my knees down or
I
not?
keep the knees up.
Yeah.
And then I walk the feet back over that bar. Yes. Now bend the arms to drop the head in the hold. Okay, in the hole. Oh, God.
Yeah.
And now bring the shoulder, don't rush it. Shoulder all the way back, okay? Elbows in. Now, when you push down with your hands, you're gonna find your core naturally engages.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, yay, yay. And then you
I
can
need to
relax
blow the
your
rest of my
head.
head.
Yeah.
Did the screw fall off?
Well, something did, something failed. Jordan? The main lever, the main lever is here.
gosh.
You're safe.
That hurts. I thought you were corrected. Hi, we all signed the waiver.
Okay, gosh, I really need that.
Yeah, it's not the rest of my head. Yeah. Your earrings are in?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded like an earring to me.
Anybody else want to try the lip?
Just in time for Shavasana. Hopefully they'll stay quiet for Shavasana. Sorry, people online about the noise we've had today. Go ahead and lie down. I'm gonna turn off the overhead lights. We had strong practice today. Started with warming up in sun salves, generating some heat. Doing some longer held positions to prepare the legs and the hips for the Kali goddess. And all the different variations we did with our goddess arms. Eventually finding our way to the floor for some deeper stretches, for the cool down, to invert ourselves. Now this journey is allowing us to take rest, to be still, to know that I am. I want you to say internally to yourself, I am, and complete that with your name. And say it again internally, I am, state your name, and say, I release everybody else's energy out of my body. I am, and state your name. And now I recall all of my scattered pieces to return home to my heart. I am, and state your name. I release everyone's energy out of my body. And I recall all of my shattered pieces to return home to my heart. I am, and state your name. Gathering all of yourself together. Staying centered in your heart. So we'll begin to deepen all of your breathing.
into awakened movement in your hands and feet. Eventually, closing the knees to the chest with your arms. Giving yourself a warm and loving embrace. Massaging the back by rocking gently side to side. Landing to one. Coming up to sit. And joining your hands together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we all walk away from this practice being free and at peace from anything out of our control, anything imposed upon us by another, or any internal stress of our own. Om peace, peace, peace. Great, thank you.